Thanks, Jan, for that introduction, and thanks to Conviva for hosting the event. If you guys don't know, Jan is basically the main faculty member at Berkeley involved in the project as well. So I'm Matej. I'm the grad student who started this project a while back. Now, of course, there's a much bigger team working on it. And I'm going to give you a very quick overview, and then two other people are going to talk about the new things in this release. So Josh Rosen, who's a first-year student now, is going to talk about the Python API, and TD, who goes by his initials, is going to talk about streaming. So if you're new to Spark, this is the one-slide introduction of what is it, so you can follow the rest of it. So Spark is a high-speed, next-generation data analytics system that we're building at UC Berkeley as part of a lab to build, to figure out the systems for big data. And it's a system we actually open sourced in 2010, so it's been around for a little while, and that we've been building things over since then. And since we open sourced it, it's also developed a growing user community and a growing community of contributors. It tries to do two things essentially. One is that it tries to support a wide variety of workloads, and we especially care about emerging things. What are people going to want to do with big data after they've done the basic storage and batch processing they can do today with platforms like Hadoop? So with Spark, you can do your batch processing, but you can also do interactive, and in this release is the first version that will support streaming analytics as well. And the second thing we've done is provide very clean and simple APIs that make it very fast to write these programs. We started with Java and Scala, and now we're adding Python. And we are using Spark at Berkeley also to build a stack of higher-level analytics tools. So we released Shark, which is a SQL engine, but we're also working on graph processing and machine learning. And at future meetups, we'll hopefully present those. So Spark 0.7 is the first major release, I guess, of this year, and the last one was in October last year. And it's also the biggest release yet in terms of contributors, which is something I hope to be able to say about new releases for a while, because we've really seen the number of contributors start to grow. So in this release, 30 different people have contributed, and one of the numbers I'm really happy about is that 19 of them are from outside Berkeley. So it really shows that the open source model works. And these 19 people also represent at least 12 different organizations. I couldn't figure out the company for some of them. So some other statistics which are harder to place in context, we had about 28,000 lines of patches, 700 commits that are coming. Here's the list of people who contributed. If you're on the list, thanks, thanks for the patches you submitted. And the ones with star are the ones from outside Berkeley. Sorry, I'm not going to have time to list all of them, but this is sort of the credits. And in terms of the features, this release has two high-level features that we're going to present today, and a bunch of smaller things we've improved as well. So the two big features are exactly as Jan mentioned, Python API and an alpha of Spark streaming. It's an alpha because this is a pretty big undertaking, but it's at the point where we're sort of confident enough to release it and have people try it out. And hopefully in the next release it won't be labeled alpha anymore. So we're going to talk about those today. And some of the other things that have gone in is a whole bunch of improvements, but some of the things people might be interested in are a better dashboard for monitoring Spark, Maven build, and a way to package it into Debian packages to deploy it. Yeah?
Is DeepArk slower than this?
Oh, DeepArk, yeah. We haven't actually compared with it right now, but you can ask Josh about this when he talks about streaming. Yeah.
Because it seems the backend uses Scala.
Yes.
And
yeah.
they translate this in Python. So in terms of performance-wise, maybe this is faster.
It could be, yeah. Well, we haven't actually tested it in too much detail yet.
Okay.
So yeah. The DeepArk, if you're not familiar, is basically, people translated the Spark code base into Python a while ago. Now it's diverged. So yeah, but this will be a first-class thing that we support and that keeps up to date with the new features in Spark. So yeah, so these are some of the features. Checkpointing was added if you build things with long dependency chains, which you'll know that you need it if you run into that. We're starting on something to let you run the service continuously and clean up old metadata, which is used in streaming. And we also have some performance improvements and usability improvements. And there's also some stuff that I haven't listed here, but there have been actually significant contributions to improve the testing and the internal factoring of it. And many of them have been from people outside who say, we're learning the code base and we wanted to suggest fixing this in this way. So that's something I'm excited about in terms of improving the code base. And the actual release will be soon. We're sort of putting the finishing touches on it, but we think about 3 or 4 days max. So that's why we wanted to have the meetup to introduce people. And if you want to try this, it's basically the version you check out from GitHub today is basically what will be released. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. As Jan mentioned, the thing that's really exciting to us here is basically Spark's ability to combine these types of workloads in one platform, and hopefully in the talks you'll get a sense of that. So that said, Josh will be the first speaker about Spark Streaming.